Okay, what is going on, everybody? And welcome back to another client testimonial. Guys, it's like every single week we got clients kicking ass, taking names, transforming, and becoming the best version of themselves. Today we've got Mr. Jameson Menz with us. Jameson and I have been working together for the last 4.5 months, I believe. Four and a
Yep.
half. Yeah, 4.5 months. We've been absolutely killing it. Jameson has done everything he's supposed to. He's been showing up to the Brotherhood meetings. He's been posting his accountability photos. He's been communicating. He's been super coachable. He's been taking action and doing his thing. And now, as you guys can see from the photo, he's looking sexy. So, Jameson, brother, welcome. Welcome, my man. Why don't you give us a little bit of background information about you? Tell us a little bit about yourself. Just like a little bit more about you, man. What do you do for work? What's your home life like? Just give us some information about what makes you you.
Yeah. Well, super excited to be here and kind of get to chat with you one-on-one and share my story a little bit. But
Mhm.
I'm middle 30s. I live in Wisconsin, kind of born and raised here, and
Yeah.
I own a few restaurant bar properties in the Madison, Wisconsin area. Um, so kind of been doing that my whole life. Really started in the restaurant scene when I was young, in high
Yeah.
school, and kind of just carried through it and worked my way up through an organization to the point where I made partner and kind of a couple properties now
Yeah.
that I
That's
can
so
do.
cool.
Um, so that's a big thing for me is like work ethic and drive has always been something I've had, but I feel like I've neglected on the fitness side. And
Right.
this summer, met a lady. I'm not gonna say it's entirely due to your coaching, but it certainly didn't help when you drop a few
Hey,
pounds and feel a little bit better.
sweet, man. That's good, brother. That's good. I'm glad, man. And here's the thing is you always attract, life is a mirror, right? The universe and life, whatever you want to call it, God will only give you things that are at your level, right? You'll never attract anything above the level of which you deserve to be attracted to you. So if you attracted a great person into your life, bro, it's 100% not necessarily directly due to the coaching, but it's because you've been focusing on getting yourself better, bro. So great
Yes.
job. That's freaking
Yeah.
awesome. So before we worked together, you went through a bit of a transformation on your own, right? You didn't have a coach, you were doing it on your own. Why don't you talk a little bit about that transformation before we met and where you got to?
Yeah, certainly. So I never was like a great athlete, but I always liked to be in the gym. I like to lift weights. I like to
Yeah.
feel working towards some level of health or whatever. And so my weight has kind of fluctuated, I would say, significantly in my adult life. Sometimes I'm really locked in, weight goes down. Other times I'm really not caring about it, weight goes up. But
Yeah.
last summer I was just looking at some photos of myself and I was like, man, you are bigger than you'd like to be. You don't feel as good as you'd like to be. And I was right around 230 pounds. And
Crazy.
so I kind of just started to like casually eat better, a little bit more intense in my workout, more
Yeah.
dedicated to go. And that paid off and brought me down to, I don't know, about 200 pounds when I first started you. But honestly, I was just kind of doing what a lot of guys do on Instagram or whatever their social media is, looking for gym guys to kind of motivate them or give them some tips or like give them different ideas. And that's kind of when
Mhm.
I came across you, and you were good enough to reach out to me and wanted to set something up, which was great. And so being
Yeah,
able to
man.
kind of back in and put, like you said, a lot of the mentality behind what is like the work ethic and drive and the ability to show up
Yeah.
really kind of like hit a home run for me.
100%, dude. I love that. Real quick before we continue, your mic is cutting in and out a little bit. I can hear most of everything that you're saying, but it might be because is your phone upright? You might need to turn it sideways because the microphone on an iPhone is at the bottom of the phone. So if you rotate it, it should help. Let me know if that works. Guys, just bear with us here a second while he's getting his mic figured out. Oh, we lost him. We're gonna have to wait. Guys, if you're watching this, you're most likely not watching this live, so you'll just have to wait a couple of minutes or sorry, not wait a couple minutes, fast forward a couple of minutes until he gets back. Oh, there he is. He's back. There we go. What's up, brother?
Sorry about that. I was just trying to see if I could change the connection
No
for you.
sweat. No sweat. It's all good. What I was gonna say is because the microphone on an iPhone is at the bottom of the phone. So
Oh, okay.
if you turn it sideways, yeah, there we go. Yeah, so that should make it a little bit better. Sometimes that happens. I should have told you before, but it's all good. Cool, man. So getting back into it, um, what encouraged you to reach out for help? You know what I mean? And why did you decide to reach out to or decide to work with someone like me? Like you were already at 200 pounds. Were you starting to plateau at that time, or were you still getting great results? What made you reach out for help?
Well, I think just, I'm somebody that really appreciates like trusting the experts' advice on this kind of stuff. Like I
Mhm.
I think I know what I'm doing, but I certainly don't know the best route.
Mhm.
And so I wanted to work with somebody that had some professional expertise about it. And really, I think the final nail in the coffin for me was just, you got to put a little bit of your own investment behind it, whether that be your time or your literal investment into it. And so I like the
Right.
idea of sort of committing to working with somebody, one for the accountability, but two, just on my end to say like, okay, this is not just like, casually going to the gym a couple times a week if you can. Like this is something that you're
Mhm.
really trying to work on and focus on. And I think for me
Right.
personally, that was a big part of it, and I kind of
Yeah.
locked in on that with you.
Yeah. 100%, man. And so what were some of the things that you were struggling with before you came
Okay.
on board?
Yeah.
And what were we able to solve during the program?
Yeah. So I think, eating for me is kind of one of those, like it goes well and then it doesn't go very well.
Yeah.
So I think I was,
Yo-yo dieting, bro.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
And I was
100%.
not really like fully understanding sort of like how to track macros or how to carb cycle or how an OMAD can be helpful for you. I was kind of just like kind of the classic, like if you keep your calories below what you think they should be at, you're going to lose weight kind of casually.
Right. Mhm.
Um, and so I think just not really being totally locked in on the diet for me. And then I think mixing up workouts and doing workouts either to different styles of workouts or for different durations or like at different days of the week. It's kind of one of those classic, like back day is always going to be Tuesday and chest day is always going to be
Right.
Wednesday. So kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
mixing that up and getting some diversity in workouts really, really was great for me and showed a lot of
Sure.
results.
Yeah, man, for sure. Okay, got you. So, dude, why don't we talk a little bit about the results now? Why don't you explain the photo? So on the left, you were 200 pounds. Okay, as
Yep.
everybody can see. Over the last 4 months, what have we been able to achieve?
Yeah, so down to 170 pounds in the photo on the
Boom.
right there. So 30 pounds. At the end of this week, at the end of this call, hoping to be in the 160s, which will be great.
Yep. Yep.
Like it says here, lowest I've been since I was probably 14 years old.
Yep.
Um, so
Badass,
yeah,
man. It's
just
freaking sweet.
it's awesome to see the results. It's awesome to look back and think, like who was that man where he started and where are we now?
Yep.
And really, I just feel great, look great, and excited to keep going.
100%.
We just recently locked on for some more time together, so excited to keep
Yeah.
keep working together.
Yeah, so for full transparency, Jameson's decided to do another year of working together. We're going to kick ass for the next year and try to and look at building up muscle. That's the next
Yeah,
target that's on the calendar. Dude, so one of the things that I work on with people more than anything, as you know, is mindset. But maybe for the people out there watching this video right now, they may not know that. So what have the implications been of the mindset strategies that we use with you on your life in general? Like what has this new mindset been able to achieve for you, bro?
yeah. Honestly, I'm really happy that we get to talk about this because I think this is the biggest thing that if I talk to any of my friends or family about like what am
Mhm.
I getting out of this program, I think it really is like the mindfulness and sort of like the accountability in a brotherhood
Yeah.
with the guys. So for me, I think it's really important to have established a morning routine, as maybe
Mhm.
cliche or as simple as that sounds. Like I was a guy that some days would wake up at 9 a.m., other days would wake up at 6 a.m., whatever. But being kind
Yeah.
of locked into consistently waking up, starting my day with positive thoughts, having an
Mhm.
idea about where I want to go as a man and targets and goals that I want to reach has been
Yeah.
super important. And then honestly,
Huge.
just in our brotherhood in the chats, man, it's so great. Obviously, you dump in there once a week with different inspirational stuff and kind of
Mhm.
thought provoking stuff for us. but all the other guys that are in there too, kind of putting their 2 cents in their life story, whether it be positive or negative, is
Yep.
really, like very, very impactful and very beneficial for me.
Yeah, man.
Like I love that aspect of it, truthfully.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing that men are severely lacking in today's day and age is brotherhood, right?
Yeah.
Like if you really think about it, okay? And anyone who's watching this, I want you guys to start thinking about this, because after high school or sports in high school or college, right? You don't really get a lot of opportunity to meet like-minded men except for in your workplace. Like where else are you going to
Yeah.
find like-minded guys, you know what I mean, that are working on bettering themselves? And that's the thing, is sometimes, actually most of the fucking time, the guys in your workplace aren't even working on themselves. You know what I mean? Or like if you
Yeah.
own a business, you're working with all your employees and stuff like that. Those people may not necessarily be on the same wavelength as you as far as your progression and where you're going and what you want to achieve. So finding like-minded brothers that can support you, that you can support, that can help you believe better in your mission and assist you and give you like recommendations on the things that you're doing when it comes to business, fitness, life. It's so important. And most guys are massively missing out on that in today's day and age. And especially also with with social media, right? We feel it's almost like we seem so connected with everybody, but we're
Yeah.
further apart than ever.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
mean? Like just
Very
because you
much.
see, right? Like, so just because you see a person's life on social media, that doesn't actually mean you know them. So why don't you talk a little bit about like how the brotherhood has been powerful for you? Like, why has it been powerful for you? Like having that accountability, seeing the motivation in there. Like, why is it so important to have that brotherhood?
Yeah. Well, I think one of the best things about it, and it was kind of a real shock for me, but there's a lot of guys in that brotherhood that have been doing this for years with you and are looking super jacked and like,
Yeah.
doing competitions and stuff like that. But the humility amongst the brotherhood to like one, lend sort of a helping hand out to
Yeah.
whoever is the new person, but
Yeah.
also just like remaining positive. They understand that they've come a long way in their personal journey, and they can say to you, like, hey, you're going to get there one day. You just got to kind of stick to your plan and be
100%.
diligent and accountable, both
Yeah.
to
We got
yourself
great
and
guys,
both to
man.
us.
Yeah. We got
Um,
great guys.
and so it's like, I think one, it's just nice to have the positive reinforcement, right? Everybody likes the positive reinforcement of like, hey, keep going, keep your head up, like things are going to get better. But two, just understanding like they're there to kind of help lend an extra hand,
Yeah.
and really show you what can be done, like unlock
Mhm.
where you can be. Everybody comes into this new and they're like, I don't know any of these guys, and like everybody
Yeah, dude.
looks great and everybody's doing a great job and everybody's super dialed in on this. But
Yeah.
truthfully, I think the accountability and the brotherhood has been super impactful for me. And it's like you said, man, it's nice to have connection with guys that I've never met in real life before,
Yeah.
but they seem
Yeah.
really like, great dudes.
I love it, man. That's freaking awesome. So, dude, my last two questions for you, brother. Last two
All right.
questions, okay? And then I'll let you go. The first one, do you feel empowered by the knowledge that you've learned, like in the program? Like, do you feel as though one day, if I guess that's going to be a year from now, because we're working together for another
Yeah.
year, who
Yeah.
knows, maybe longer, but do you feel as though one day you'll be able to sustain your results on your own and not go back to where you were at before?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I have learned a ton of knowledge, and I've
Mhm.
really, like you said, kind of implemented a lifestyle change that
Yeah.
has resulted in a real shift that I do think is sustainable. And so I'm
Awesome.
excited to
Awesome.
go into like what is our future phase here, which is a little bit of muscle building and a little bit of growth. So I can kind of understand how to balance both like a cut phase if I want to lose weight or a muscle gain phase if I want to bulk up a little bit. I would love to
Right.
get a little bit more information on that. But yeah,
Yeah,
man,
for sure.
I'm feeling good about where the future is for me, and I'm feeling good about, I hope to continue to work with you for as long as we can.
Hell
But
yeah, dude.
if this
Hell
ever
yeah.
falls off, like I'm feeling pretty good about myself. So yeah.
100%. I love that, man. I love that. All right, dude. And last question for you. What would you tell someone who's watching this video right now, who's sitting on the fence and afraid to jump in? Maybe they've seen my content, they know I exist, they know they need help,
Yeah.
but they're kind of sitting on the fence afraid to like take action. What would you tell that person?
Well, it's always going to be harder to do it by yourself than to do it in
Yeah.
a community and with support, right? So I think that's number one. Number two is determine what the value is for yourself, right? Like you're going to have to commit some level of investment to get the results you want to do it. So you can either work with somebody who's going to have your back and support you, or you can kind of do it all on your own if you want to go the more conservative route. But I think you're going to get better results and better success with this. And then just just ultimately, like, you got to take the chance. You got to dive in. You've been really accommodating about whether we've had, a bad week, like I was sick for a week, or like if
Yep.
there's
Yep.
an exercise or a skill that you're not totally proficient at, one, getting the education, but two, maybe substituting some stuff to be a little bit different. So plans
Yep.
are very tailored. I felt like that since day one, which made me feel really encouraged and really positive. And I think,
Awesome.
having somebody like you that's in our corner and can help educate, empower, dive on in, man. Go for it. Give it a
Awesome.
shot. I mean, the
I
results are
love
there.
that,
Look at
bro.
this guy. Look at this
I
man.
love that, man. Dude, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day, man, to do the call. I really appreciate it. To all of you guys out there who are watching this right now, if you have any questions or if you want me to build you a free training and nutrition strategy, that's something that I've been doing lately, is if you reach out to me on my Instagram at Coach Taj, you send me the word transform, I'll build you a complete training and nutrition strategy 100% free to kickstart your goals and get you on the right path. Jameson, you're a freaking G, man. Let's get back to work. Let's finish the week strong for a good check-in, and we'll see you guys